All right. So I'm Jen Gray. And so at the brokerage level, when you have finished your coursework and you get your license, you are going to be part of a brokerage. Each brokerage has what's called a broker that is over the brokerage and like sets all the rules and guidelines and stuff like that. So our broker for our referral license is Dean Crandall. And so we made some tweaks to the contract. Now, this is a contract between the brokerage and us and you guys. And so I know some of you had some questions. Carl, do you want to just go through the contract with them? I can share my screen and put it up piece by piece. Do you want to open it up to their questions first? What do you want to do?
Let's do this. While we start talking about it, if you guys have specific questions that you thought of before, go ahead and put it in the chat just freely as you want to go. And then as we see those come along, we'll do like just an answer session if we haven't hit any of those as we're just talking. So feel free to dump them out. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, so here is the contract. So this is an independent contractor agreement because you are not considered a full-time employee. You are an independent contractor. You technically own your own business. So go take it away, Carl.
Hey, when we say independent contractor, that means you guys will be working for Keller Williams as a 1099 employee. And just like Jen said, this serves as a multi-purpose agreement. First, if any of you are still active during your NCAA compliance period, you're still eligible and you're still in your sport, this will actually partially serve as your NCAA compliance for completing your NIL portion. So anybody that receives this contract, it means you have completed real estate school. So congratulations, you've done your 120 hours and you're now prepared to get ready for your test. And once you get ready for your test and start the preparations for your exam, this is where the only NIL portion begins, is we agree that we're going to pay for your test attempt. To pay for your test attempt, in exchange, we're going to receive something, which is a social media post. Once your test attempt is done, hopefully you pass on that first one. And if not, you can re-register and take the test as many times as you guys need to. But you just need to pass with a 70% or above. Completing your test and getting your 70%, you're then going to do your fingerprints and get all your stuff sent. We have plenty of videos and information on how to get that to you guys. So we're happy to walk through that at another time. And feel free to reach out anytime to ask, how do I get ready? How do I turn in my stuff for my exam? And how do I prepare for actually receiving my license? But once you receive a license, just like any real estate agent, whether you're with NIL Real Estate, joining another company, going full-time, whatever have you, you're going to have what they call an independent contractor agreement, which is this. With Keller Williams and the brokerage that we are specifically at, where we're hosting everybody, there are very few things. One, every 2 years, you're going to need to complete your CE classes. Continuing education is what it's called. We have those available to you for free. It'll be 18 credits that will be mandatory, and then a 6 additional for your first year. So you're going to have to do 24 credits that first.
Sir, sorry. Of your 18, 6 have to be the new agent course. And then there's like another 2 that are, what's that called, Carl?
Yeah, and we'll
there's required ones, but we can help with that when the time comes.
Perfect. Awesome. Next, the agent. You're not obligated to renew you guys' license. So if you guys want to take a chance and have an opportunity to not renew your license because you don't want to continue on after your 2 years, that's just fine. There is no obligation for you guys to stay. You're not obligated to pay the additional fees to be a National Association member, a Utah Association member where your license is held, or what we call any of our local boards. Your agents, you don't have to pay for access to your multiple listing service. And the reason you won't have access to that is because you're not going to be a member of your boards or associations. Okay. The only other thing that we're going to really point out on this a referral license, to make that clear for everyone, that's the process where you're not going to be completing real estate full-time. You're just going to be having a referral license, which means you're referring business for others to be doing the work, right? And you are not going to be the one showing homes. You're not going to be the one finding homes on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service where people list. And you're not going to be the one writing contracts and negotiating prices. That is going to be for your full-time licensed agents. If some of you are going to become full-time licensed agents, congratulations, and we're excited for you. So it will be a little different of a contract than this. And a lot of these questions are just things like that. Now, a cap structure. Cap is what you pay per year. So let's say that you have money that comes in, you've passed a referral, you've received 25% of it, and it arrives. KWRI is our national brand. That's Keller Williams National. It's a corporation out there. And that national brand and company, they charge 6% every time we close a house. So if you were going to be receiving a general commission, let's say you received $2,500 commission. On average, you guys are going to be paying, I believe, if I'm doing that in my head right, it should be about, forgive me, let's do a 2,000, so it's easier math. If you had a $2,000 commission that arrived to you guys, you're going to be paying 6%, which is $150 of that is going to go to your KWRI, and then 14% is going to be going to your local company, which is KW Westfield. KW Westfield is going to be, let me admit now, KW Westfield is going to be taking 350. Now, this is the part where it could get confusing for you guys. So just follow along. And if you have more questions after, that's all right. Just feel free to reach out to us. When we say cap, that means, let's say you pass 10 referrals. Does that mean you pay that percentage on all of your referrals? No, the minute that you've incorporated that either the company, well, both the company, KW Westfield, which is a brokerage in Utah where everything's held, or KW National, both receive their 3,000 and their 5,000, you have received what they call a cap. So you're done paying for the rest of that calendar year, your calendar year. So if you started in July, your cap renews every July. So this is a really great thing why we really push to keep this over at a Keller Williams thing, so that you didn't have to continue to pay everything always. Every January, there's a franchise fee with Keller Williams National, something we don't have control over. They'll charge you $25 for that. If you use a credit card to process it, they charge you a processing fee on it. If not, just use your account and routing number and everything should be nice and smooth. If an athlete decides for the first 2 years that you guys are going to transfer and move to another brokerage or not participate in things, and NIL Real Estate has paid for your licensing, we're going to ask at that same time that you guys just reimburse a $500 fee to NIL Real Estate. And that's the entirety really of what this is. It just outlines for you guys your normal, what we call caps, which is your splits when you receive referrals. And then it outlines the fact that you can be receiving the additional, and we made that negotiations. That's why this is a little different. Even if it is a KW Westfield agent, which is someone internal to us, or somebody that's not internal to us, we've made sure that it remained the same. Our normal brokerage and our conditions that they have are not these same numbers. They are 36%. So this was something very specifically designed for the student athletes so that they could have an opportunity to benefit themselves and make things happen. So, any questions for you guys?
Any questions about the contract? Anything like that?
Yeah, so I guess I have a question. So all that we are able to do is just refer people to you guys, and then we get a little bit of money from it.
Yeah. So for everybody to understand,
That's
Talon's completed. Talon is one of our hybrids, which could be an option where he either goes full-time or Talon is going to go referral. We've talked about that in deciding which one's different, right? That only specifically matters because Talon lives here in the state of Utah. So if that's the case and Talon decides Talon, I'm speaking to you in third person. Sorry about that. But if Talon, for example, decides that he wants to be a full-time agent, we've discussed that, right? There's different fees and there's something that's associated with that. So if anybody here is like, hey, I want to be a full-time agent and I want to work in my local state, city, whatever have you, wherever you end up settling, please let us know ahead of time so that we can make sure we understand what your transfer requirements will be. So again, this is only referral status is what this contract is and what we're talking about. That referral status strictly means I didn't pay those additional fees to the state. That would be on you to pay. I didn't pay the national fees. And with that, I'm going to make sure to go in and give an opportunity where I pass a referral to a licensed real estate agent and they complete the work. And then, of course, you just received something. Lonell, you unmuted yourself. Did you have a question?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Can you unmute me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you. Got him. All right. So yeah, Town, did that help at all with that? Oh, and what happens if the course of 2 years? Yeah, if Sydney, that's a great question. What happens if in the course of 2 years that you didn't pass us any referrals? Do you owe us the $500? No, no, you don't. We have nothing in there that says you owe us anything. There's not a minimum that you have to meet or any requirement on that half. Your compliance for us and everything that we have built in together is strictly, we're covering the cost of your social media. Sorry, we're covering the cost of your state attempt and your national attempt for your test. We're covering the cost of your license fee when it's time to pay for that. And then if you were to leave to a competitor, you do need to reimburse it, but there is no other condition outside of that. And that would just be a social media post, which is what would complete your NCAA compliance. A lot of people also ask, hey, I'm about to be done. I'm about to graduate and I won't be an NCAA eligible or anything of that sort. And this is technically what we call an NIL deal. That's just fine with us. We're glad to have you aboard and we're excited to see you continue to progress in your life. There are many referral agents that exist around the nation. This is a practice that we've already been performing in the real estate world for many, many years, where we send real estate deals and our clients all across the nation. That referral license is just so important because it works in all 50 states. So you can host it in one singular place where it's convenient. You never have to set foot in the state of Utah. You never have to do any physical in-person classes. Everything will remain free in your continuing education classes. You'll be able to access them online through our portals. And you'll be able to continue to renew that license every 2 years. And the fee for renewal, I believe it's only $150 every 2 years. So they charge substantially less for your fees of renewal if you just maintain a license. So it's pretty great, pretty affordable. Any other questions we got from anyone? And what happens if I fail the test first time? So if you fail the test the first time, let's start with something. Let's say you pass one of the sections, but not the other. And that's totally, it happens sometimes. You won't have to take the section that you did pass with above 70% ever again. But let's say you fail both or you fail one of the sections, you just need to schedule another time yourself. The next test attempt, I think they're going to charge $59 is what it's going to cost to take that test. So we're happy to cover that first one. We have voucher cards for you guys, so we can be able to do that. And then if you guys want to go after that again and take another attempt, just make sure you have $59 to be able to cover the cost of the test. The only reason we changed that up is when we originally started this, we learned the unfortunate side of things is if people don't have the incentive that I got to study and actually prepare for it, then we had a lot of people just taking 4 to 5 practice attempts. They would just show up and kind of see if they did it because they didn't have to pay for it. So we strictly just ask, study hard, make sure you got it. We've got a lot of test prep material, but if you don't pass it, it's okay. So
Yeah, we just put together a lot of new test prep stuff. There's like 55 practice quizzes, and I believe there's 5 practice tests. You can take those as many times as you want to help you prepare for the test. So you can just have at it with those and take those. And so we sent out a bunch of new test prep stuff. It's shared with you in your Google Drive, shared folder and everything like that. So have at it. We've given you flashcards, like you can download the on my Quizlet. I almost forgot the Quizlet app. Use that for free. There's like 4 or 5 different things you can do in Quizlet to practice. So there's lots of stuff there to help you get ready for the test.
Perfect, guys. Talon, did we help at all with that? I know you had some questions there, but we feel like we answered pretty well there.
Yeah, that helped. Thank you.
Awesome. And then Lonell, hoping I'm saying that right. Brother, you had some questions earlier. I know you're with some people, so I don't know if you can hear me. And if you're talking, I also can't. You're muted, so look at your phone if you're going to speak and hit that unmute button again. I think we're good. All right. Anybody else have anything they need? Okay. Short and sweet and right on point. Let us know if you have any
Awesome,
questions.
guys.
We look forward
If
to
you have
working with
any
you.
other questions, you can reach out anytime. Jen at NIL Real Estate, Carl at NIL Real Estate. We're here to help. We're actually going to start doing weekly Zoom meetings, covering different topics from what is NIL Real Estate? How do I get started? What does test prep look like? And then the last one, kind of like this one, going over the contract and then how to get those referrals. So stay tuned. We're going to be holding those weekly. You can just hop on to any that you have questions for. So thanks, guys.
Right.